Candace Owens regrets voting for Donald Trump, regrets telling other people to support Donald Trump. Hell of a thing. Here it is.
Are you done with Donald Trump, or could you see a way that you would end up perhaps voting for him? Oh, yeah, he can't run again, obviously, but would you support him publicly again?
So I want to be clear. I don't regret voting for Donald Trump above Kamala. I think he was the better candidate, certainly a better candidate above Joe Biden. But what I will say is that he's been a chronic disappointment. And I feel embarrassed that I told people to go vote for him because this wasn't going to happen and it is happening.
That means she regrets voting for him. Put it up full mass. Candace, you are talking out of both sides of your ass. If you are embarrassed about voting for somebody and you regret basically because of this embarrassment, telling other folk to support said person because they broke the promises they made, that means, Candace, come with me. You regret voting for Trump. This is not about Trump over Biden or Trump over Kamala. That's not what this is about. This is about the guy that you supported breaking every single promise he made, which we've been saying at Indisputable since he started breaking all the promises he made. Okay, let's get into it. Candace Owens turns on Trump saying she's embarrassed. She told people to go vote for him. This was a comment during Piers Morgan show. I'm glad Piers posed the question the way he did. Trump's base has faced division in recent days over Trump's handling of the Israel-Iran conflict. Owens added, quote, "This was not Trump's decision. It was Bibi Netanyahu's decision," Owens told Morgan, referring to the prime minister of Israel. Quote, "And that is the reason that he did it. We're very aware that Israel is dictating our foreign policy. And we'd now like that to stop." Let me remind everybody that Donald Trump is in fact an adult. He's a grown human being. He's a grown-ass man. And that means that his decisions as commander-in-chief are his decisions, regardless of what was the catalyst or the influence for said decision. When will Trump supporters simply do one thing? Allow Trump to be completely, holistically accountable for his own decisions, rather than continuing to provide a level of measure or be an apologist for his blunders. So another quote, "It's all the same rhetoric," dating back to 9/11. All of the same tactic, trying to smear people who are against this war as jihadists. She said, adding that the war between Iran and Israel is simply not our business. Yes, you've been saying that. Trump said he agreed with you. As a matter of fact, when President Obama was in the White House, it was Donald Trump who said Obama will go to war with Iran because he's weak. He doesn't know how to negotiate. He went on and on. You all championed the position of the con artist rather than champion the position of the individual who actually gave a damn about the country. There's more. Quote, "There was no imminent threat to the United States when Trump made this decision to do what Bibi wanted," she said, referring to Israel's prime minister. Quote, "This was not Trump's decision. It was Bibi Netanyahu's decision. And that is the reason that he did it. We're very aware that Israel is dictating our foreign policy, and we'd now like that to stop." So Candace, if it's not Trump's decision, but it was actually Netanyahu's decision, that means that Trump is being controlled by a foreign entity. So maybe that foreign entity is not Russia. That foreign entity in this case, in your proclamation, is Israel, it's the Israeli government. When we talk about biblical context for Israel, I want to remind everyone the biblical context was not the government or the military war machine, Israel. We're talking about people. We're talking about individuals. We're talking about the collective. And last time I checked, the majority of those in Israel actually opposed Benjamin Netanyahu. Last time I checked, there were soldiers and former soldiers of the Israeli military who signed a document stating that Netanyahu is out of control. and that this war is out of line. So Candace, at some point, Trump has to be responsible for Trump, period. Full stop. If Trump is not responsible for Trump, that means that you're okay with bypassing who should be the leader and blaming others who are controlling that leader. It doesn't end with Candace Owens, however. Marjorie Taylor Greene accuses Trump of, quote, bait and switch over Iran strikes. It feels like a complete bait and switch to please the neocons, the warmongers, military, industrial complex contracts, and neocon TV personalities that MAGA hates and who were never Trumpers, she wrote on X. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Trump is a never Trumper. Do you understand? Trump don't believe in Trump. Trump created a character to make you all fall for a con. Trump is not MAGA. Trump is not a Republican. Trump is not a conservative. Trump has never been any of these things. He doesn't believe in anything. He has no integrity. He goes where the wind is flowing. According to his last administration, he literally will make decisions based on the last person that had a conversation with him. All right, so she also defended herself, quote, contrary to brainwashed Democrat boomers think and protest about Trump is not a king, MAGA is not a cult, and I can do and have my own opinion. You can. The cult has some words for you by doing so, but it's fine. I actually appreciate the fact that you're starting to have some independent thinking. Maybe Cenk rubbed off on you. But the reality is this. You all supported a con artist, and we told you it was a con artist. You all supported an individual who could care less about black folk and brown folk, undocumented individuals that he would call illegal. As long as the war was them, it was fine with you. And I want you to understand the context that's being created. So we can all agree that a false context was created in order to drop bombs in Iran. We know that. This whole fear-mongering about Iran is dangerous to the United States never happened. It was never real. There was no imminent threat based on the Security Council and the National Security Advisor. So all of this was made up as a way to justify the attack in Iran. So we all agree on that. That's how they do it internationally. Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's also how they do it nationally as well. Fear-mongering, creating a false pretense, telling you that the enemy are folk who are black and folk who are brown. And they utilize that fear-mongering to then launch an attack. While that attack may not be in bombs, that attack comes by way of raids in the middle of the night. College students who write an opinion piece, and all of a sudden they're not able to enjoy their student visa because they had an opinion protected by the US Constitution. That is the pretext for this war domestically. Understand, these individuals are not very inventive. They are taking the same policies, washing it a little bit to apply it domestically. You fall for it domestically. Why would you not fall for it internationally? She also posted on X, quote, I'm 51 years old. I'm a Gen X, the Congresswoman wrote on X. Quote, I've watched our country go to war in foreign lands for foreign causes on behalf of foreign interests for as long as I can remember. I was in 10th grade when Desert Storm started, and my father, before me, was sent to Vietnam, another senseless foreign war. Foreign wars have cost the U.S. trillions of dollars, quote, that have never benefited any American, she wrote, noting the multi-trillion-dollar national debt. You have Donald Trump to thank for that. You have Donald Trump to thank for not taking care of the military-industrial complex, as he once said and you all proclaimed you believed in. Trump has failed to tackle any of the actual problems that you said as MAGA you cared about. He's tackled none of them. But what he will do is he will give you red meat. He will make sure cameras are positioned just perfectly so that ICE can arrest a doctoral student from Columbia University because that makes you happy. And while he's giving you these racist nuggets that you love to have, he's destroying your nation from the inside out, and you all are allowing it. All right, Jackson, thoughts here?
Well, Candace Owens has always been more than disingenuous. And just the idea that, Donald Trump, he's been a disappointment this go round. But the last time he was totally great, the way that he gave the largest tax cut to corporate America that they've ever received. And he's getting ready to do the same thing, take away millions of people's health care. Told the Senate that y'all better not go to recess until you pass my big, beautiful bill. The man who completely bungled the COVID response before COVID happened. He dismantled our response system. And now, whether it be going after all the benefit programs, we know what this man does. But as you pointed out, Donald Trump is an empty husk who doesn't believe in anything. And even before we had to deal with him in the public eye, he was a known con artist. We knew that he didn't pay people. We knew that he was just a hype man. We knew that he was just a reality TV show host. So at the end of the day, either Candace Owens is completely disingenuous or she's not that bright. I personally think it's both. And also at the end of the day, she can't really deviate from the brand that she's made for herself. Like, I guess she's trying to escape the Trump train a little bit by saying, oh, well, we shouldn't be going to war. And he's been a huge disappointment. And I'm ashamed that I told people to vote for him. But like, what did you think that we were going to get? Like, he's doing everything he said he would too. Like, yeah, he said all lower prices and whatnot. And also to get back to Marjorie Taylor Greene, this also ties to people like Candace Owens, like, oh, he did a bait and switch. Like, no, he didn't. The Republican parties wanted to go to war with Iran for decades. This is nothing new. And Donald Trump is as establishment as they come. As you pointed out, he's not a conservative. He's not a Republican. He's not even MAGA. He's just a charlatan and a con artist. And he's a billionaire. And he's always had a silver spoon in his mouth. He's never been a man of the people.
Yeah, that's right. And he would not have sat down to eat with a member of MAGA if his life depended on it, period. We'll bring you updates as to come.